Happy Wednesday. I am Jen Hernandez. In case you don't know me, I'm in Pennsylvania and I'm coming into my 5th year as a health coach. This is my 5th year having kept over 100 pounds off. Actually, 3 years. It took me 2 years to evict over 100 pounds. And then the last 3 years I've been living healthily. And I'm 41 and I always thought I could never get healthy. I would come to the holidays and throw my hands up and just say, I'm just going to eat whatever I want and just go all willy-nilly crazy. And this used to be a really hard time of year for me because I would just feed all my emotions with food and I would definitely be going all out. So what I want to encourage you is that even though I am 5 years in on this journey, I have yet to have a perfect holiday meal or a perfect holiday day where I don't maybe have a little something extra or go over in one way or the other. Because what I want to encourage you is that it is not about being perfect and it is not about that one holiday day. It is about those other days leading up to it. I think so often we put so much pressure on that one day that we just go all crazy and then we mess up. We think we're bad. We think we made a wrong choice. And then we just throw our hands up. And then what we do after that holiday is we have to eat all that food until it's out of the house. And we just keep fulfilling those habits that got us somewhere uncomfortable and get stuck from moving forward and kind of make it harder for ourselves. And so hopefully what I can help you do first is number one, check the ego at the door. That's one thing I had to do for myself, that even though I've been doing this for 5 years, one of the things I love about the nutrition programs, when you join and purchase them with me, you own them for life because you get to rewatch them. So I had to check my ego at the door and realize that even though I'm on this health journey for 5 years and I've been living healthfully and having a positive attitude about food and my body and my choices, it doesn't mean I don't need a refresher, especially before we get hit with the holidays, right? So I just want to encourage you that you already made one choice by being here to grab some tips. I have a short slideshow for you. So if you have a phone or you have like a snip on your computer that you want to get ready to snip some tips, get ready to take some screenshots or some snips for yourself. And then the next thing I want to encourage you is to know yourself and think about the questions that you want to ask where you struggle. And as I'm talking, think about what it is that you may need help with when it comes to the holidays. So for example, me, I know myself, and one thing that I would really struggle with is we would go to my aunt's for the holidays and everybody brought 1 or 2 desserts. So there's only 7 of us there. By the time you sit down and have one of each dessert, you're eating a whole pie yourself of all these different desserts. I mean, you have pecan, or is it pecan? I don't know, someone will have to correct me. You have the pumpkin, you have all these, and by the time you have one slice of everybody's, you've had a whole pie yourself. And so I had to know myself and prepare to go into this situation where people were going to be offering me food and I was going to need to say no. And I personally have a hard time saying no sometimes because I want to thank them for them trying to give me the food. They made it. They're excited. It's probably one of their love languages to give me joy and love. And they're not trying to, to take me backwards or to send me down a binge cycle like I used to live. They're just trying to be helpful and loving and share that love with me. So one thing that I actually do before I go to a family setting is I actually practice saying, thank you so much. You made everything so special. It looks like you put so much time into that. I couldn't possibly eat another thing. I think I might explode, please, save a piece at the side and I'll take it. And you don't have to eat it. You don't have to take it. Maybe you've already had a health conversation with your family and you've said, I see you did such a great job. I just couldn't possibly enjoy anymore today, but I just want to thank you so much for making that, and just leave it at that. And then you can kind of shake it off and take some of that pressure off. So I know for me, that was one thing that really, really helped me. And so I hope that as I go through this presentation, that you find at least one thing to help you. And here we go. I'm going to get us started. So the turkey talk. So here is the facts. You can lose weight and feel great during the holidays. And you know what? If you're not even on a weight loss journey, it's okay. You can still be healthy on the holidays. I can tell you 100%, I have been both of these women in my life. I have had that mindset of, I don't care, I'm just going to eat everything. And the truth of the matter is, we do care. In the moment, I may say I don't care, but when I feel so stuffed, I have to undo my pants, or I feel then kind of shame and guilt for what I ate, and then I fall asleep on the couch because I overindulge, or step backwards in my health journey, those things are going to come on me. So even though I don't care in this moment, I truthfully will probably care later. And so taking away the pressure of I don't care and being honest with yourself and saying, I do care. I do care to be healthy and have energy and feel good. And so my new mindset is I can enjoy my favorite foods and still lose weight. I can enjoy my favorite foods and still be healthy. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. That's one of my favorite things about our programs is that we have everything that you could ever want. And I think that's one thing that happens with the holidays. We kind of think, oh, I'm never going to have this. I need to eat it. And if we're honest, we live in a society where we can grab anything online or drive through probably within an hour, probably less. And so I think a lot of us don't live very deprived all the other days of the year to think that we have to indulge in it all at the holiday meal. So let's let go of the I don't care, let go of the can't have this any other time, that scarcity. We're in a place of abundance where we have so much right at our fingertips. We can enjoy it if we want and move forward. So the first thing that I do want to address is even last year and this year, there's still a lot of people that are choosing to stay home instead of gather with the normal holidays. So there may be some things that you can do to help set yourself for success if you're not getting together with family. And I also want to be sensitive for a minute and say, at least in my life and in my circle, we've had a lot of loss the last few months, almost more loss the last 4 months than last year together. And I want to say that, holidays can be a hard time. It can be a hard time, especially if you're coming into a first holiday without a loved one or a tradition that you're used to. And so being aware and knowing for yourself, if this is going to be something that's hard for you, please reach out to a friend or a loved one that's willing to be that like battle buddy for you and like guard your heart and check in on you. Let them know that you may be struggling. And this is also, I mean, you might want to take Facebook or Instagram off your phone for the weekend. You may want to not be flooded with images of other families getting together or other people indulging in a lot of food. So one thing that you may want to consider to help yourself is staying off social media. If you're staying home, you do have the absolute power. You are now in control 100% of what food comes into your house if you're the only one bringing it in, right? So you can maybe make it a challenge to try a new recipe. Something I'll be sharing with you Friday is a bunch of fun holiday favorites. And I encourage you, even if you go out, to try a new recipe to share. And you don't have to tell people it's healthy. I don't tell my son stuff is healthy. I just show him pictures and let him pick. So the next thing I want to encourage is maybe make the day about something for you, maybe tackling a craft, maybe organizing or cleaning a space for yourself, or working on a home project. Maybe taking the time to think about those who you're not getting to be with and taking the time to write them some old-fashioned mail and send out some cards and be productive both with your hands and with sharing out your love. I like the challenge. If I were to be home and couldn't engage with anybody, I like the challenge of like a movie marathon day. Like, let's see if we can watch every single Harry Potter or watch every trilogy, pick a trilogy and make it all. Now, I'm not saying sit there and watch movies all day long, snacking on popcorn and chocolate. Eat healthy, enjoy, maybe knit or color or craft or hold on to some tea or water while you're watching the movie, but make it about something else. Maybe puzzles instead of pretzels, and put a puzzle together, play some board games, dust off those games from the back of the closet. And then you could also just treat it like a regular day. If you're not celebrating the holiday that is coming up, or you're not going anywhere special, set it up like a normal day. What would you do on a Saturday or a Sunday or a non-work day? Maybe you can get super productive and make some of it a work day. If you're self-employed, you can create your schedule and it'll be a really quiet day to go through emails, because most people will not be in their emails. And then, like I said, call on friends or family to check on them. If others can't come out, or you've already given the okay to other people, hey, can you check on me because I'm going to be alone or I'm not able to go out. And another idea is to read a book. I encourage reading a book. Maybe it could be something fun. It could be a fiction, or I'm a fan of personal development books. The Energy Bus is the first book that I read. It's great, in my opinion, just if you want to be more positive or have more positivity in your life. Even if you don't own a business and don't want to own a business, the Energy Bus is still a really great investment in, I call it mindset vitamins, like putting the good into your brain so that you can bring it out and wash it around. Okay. So the next thing I want to encourage you is, let's change our old holiday mindset and remake it. It is a holiday, not a holiday week. So we don't have to celebrate it for the whole long week, unless your holiday is a holiday week, in which case we do have some specialized videos in our mindset nutrition course that can help you there. So the old mindset is making it all about the food. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'm already thinking about I hope it's this recipe she made for the green beans. I hope she made this recipe for the bacon dressing. And oh my goodness, I hope the pumpkin pie is grandma's recipe. And I'm starting to think about all the different food before I even get there. And so instead of making it about all the food, make it about all the people. Make it about all the things. Make it about, who you're going to get to see and what they're doing and when is the last time you saw them. Or make it about, trying a new fresh food. I would say go veggie heavy, bring some veggies to share. You can have all the dressings that you want and all those dips and fun things, but maybe try a cucumber or a pepper or a celery or a carrot instead of chips, so that you're not snacking on chips all day long. The next one is kind of guard the kitchen. As far as, do you need to hang out in the kitchen? Maybe your family, hangs out and talks in the kitchen while they're waiting for things to cook, and you end up just picking things. Maybe try to steer that conversation out of the kitchen to a different room where you're not looking at the food. And I know for myself, my family too, we'll spend a couple hours sitting around the table. And this is where you can kind of go into the kitchen after you eat. Maybe be the one to offer to clean up and grab all the plates and start taking them away, so that you're not all sitting there and having third and fourth helpings without even realizing it. So, make it again about who's there. Maybe after you eat, take the kids for a walk or the dog for a walk. Find a way to play a game and get involved with everybody. Take a selfie with them and say, oh my gosh, we haven't had a picture in forever. And just like keep your hands busy with water or tea or taking pictures. Or also looking at old pictures. My family's been going through a lot of old photo albums that we found, and it's so fun to look at those old photos and hear stories. I'll tell you what, ask someone a story to tell you a story about some pictures or some year in the past, and you'll get some gold, some quality time, and you'll also get your mind off the food. The next thing is just guarding it from being a snacking all day. I think one of the biggest mistakes I used to make is I knew I was going to have Thanksgiving at noon. And what I would do is I would not eat breakfast. I would not have anything to eat until noon. And then I would tell myself, I'm just going to eat whatever I want. And then I'm not going to eat again until tomorrow. And so I thought I could have all my calories for the whole day at that one meal, and it would be a great plan. And what I found would happen is I would end up ravenous. And so by the time I would even realize it, I was having my third plate of food. I didn't feel so great. I ended up taking a nap. And guess what? By 11 p.m., if I didn't already have a second dinner, I was heading into the kitchen trying to find something that we brought home because I was feeling hungry. So treat it like a normal day instead of snacking all day or saving your food. Like, you don't have to save your food for that one meal. You can absolutely enjoy it. I like to say, try the 10-second rule or try the put down rule, where you put your fork down for 10 seconds and actually chew and enjoy the flavors that you're eating before you get the next forkful. You'll find that you eat a lot slower. Your digestion's a little bit better because you actually digest and are able to break down since you chewed it more. And you're not going to eat as much, but you're going to enjoy it more. The next thing is, decide ahead of time maybe what you want to indulge in. You know, maybe your family does a really great appetizer setting and they do some really great drinks or they do some fun desserts. Decide if you want to indulge in the appetizers and then skip the drinks and desserts, or if you'd like to indulge in the drinks and skip the appetizers and the desserts. So pick what it is that you want to indulge in. And then please, 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 whatever you do, you are not a bad person if you overeat one day. You know, I say go in with a game plan, you know, decide how you want to feel, decide you want to feel good, decide you want to enjoy, you know, have that glass of water with you or that unsweetened tea in your hands and go in feeling good and confident. But if you have an extra slice of pie or you have a second plate of yams, release the guilt. I personally have never found any forward progress from guilt. If anything, it makes me feel worse. And then because I feel worse, I go back to eat more and it just gives me more guilt. So please, please, whatever you do, release the guilt. I'm going to check really quick and see if there's any questions in the chat before I pop on. Oh, the chat moved over here. Okay, no questions. Like I said, feel free to pop in a question if you want me to address anything while we're going through. Okay, so I want to give the gift of reshaping the day. So what I want to encourage you is maybe you want to join me at 6 a.m. Thanksgiving, 6 a.m. I'm going to be on my regular normal Thursday workout. Join me and start your day with a workout, 20 or 30 minutes. I'm going to be up anyway. Or maybe you have a turkey trot 5K. We have one in Catasauqua, a free 5K that'll be at 8 a.m. in Catasauqua. You know, come over and do a 5K with me. You know, start your day moving your body and drinking some water. And then find the reasons to be thankful for. In this particular holiday, we talk about Thanksgiving. And this is something where I personally do every single day. I have my tracker and at the bottom it says 3 things that were good. And I write at least 3 things that went well. And what I want to encourage you is to think about things that you are thankful for. What are you enjoying? The next is have your normal breakfast. And now I have in my life with multiple family sets had a Thanksgiving breakfast followed by a Thanksgiving lunch and a Thanksgiving dinner at 3 different families' houses. That was rough. I just can only encourage you to just be honest and take it to go plate and just like fill it before you try to eat if you're having that situation. But most of us have one meal a day for Thanksgiving. Maybe you'll have multiple Thanksgivings, but I encourage you to just have a normal and satisfying breakfast. Don't skip carbs. Our body needs fiber-filled carbs and protein as breakfast. Your body needs it, your muscles need it, and you don't want to go into a heavy meal and a heavy emotional situation without that nutrient. And then know what time your meal is and set a limit. Maybe even set a timer on your watch for how long you're going to eat. Are you going to graze for 2 hours at a buffet, or are you going to set a timer and after 30 minutes stop adding food or sitting at the table and maybe help do the dishes? The next thing again is ask questions. When in doubt, ask it out. Ask questions, take photos, see how you can help maybe do the dishes, see if you can help pack up food, see if you can help take the kids outside to play football or frisbee or take a walk, see if you can take the dog for a walk, see what you can do to help and just ask what's going on in everybody's lives. Bring a healthy dish to share or clean a recipe. If you have a favorite that you would really like to spice up or make healthier, let me know. I'm sure if I don't know a way to do it, someone in our community does. And that's part of the power of community. So I love seeing all the ideas. There's this one really great recipe that a few women shared last year, and it was a bacon and Brussels sprouts. And it was like a really, really great, easy side. All you did is did some turkey bacon. You could do regular bacon, but they were using turkey bacon. And they tossed it up with shredded Brussels sprouts with a little bit of olive oil, threw it in a pan, and it was an amazing side at Thanksgiving. Getting active, maybe make a challenge for your whole family to go on a walk with you, take a Thanksgiving walk after, or maybe play a game. make a craft. I'll have some of those for you next. And then I love our nutrition course, the intuitive eating, our mindset nutrition course is very simple. Drink water first and have veggies most. You can have those accessories. You can try those sauces and flavors. You can have the fiber-filled carbs. You can enjoy some of the silly cakes, but fill your plate mostly with veggies and water so that you can feel good and get some of that fiber and nutrients as well. So here, one of those moments I said you might want to do a little screenshot. This is something that you can do to keep your hands busy. You can do little puppets with the kids and they put little things they're thankful for on the turkey. You could get a little tree, maybe bring out a mini Christmas tree early and have every guest, write something they're thankful for on or something that they're happy about and put it on the tree, maybe call it a happy tree or gratitude tree. You can do little place settings and have everybody, do their card there. I'm a huge fan of having unsweetened tea. Cinnamon tea is actually a really great tea to have if you have intense sugar cravings. So there's just some plain cinnamon tea that you can get. I don't add sugar to it, but I mean, you could do a natural sweetener if you needed. I like maple syrup in teas or coffee if you really need to do a sweetener. And then just to know that you can hold it, and that way you're not reaching for having another bite of the pie or the cookie or the roll that you're not even really hungry for. I mean, is it just me? Has anybody else like eaten a whole 2 or 3 rolls and you're like, I wasn't even hungry. Why did I do that? It was just sitting there, right? So keep your hands busy. Okay. And then it's hard to fail if you set yourself up for success. Number one, we're not on a wagon. We're not in the 1800s. There's no falling off the wagon. This is life. You are going to enjoy some stuff the rest of that life, and I hope you do. And failing is just an opportunity to learn. So if you catch yourself going overboard, great, you can catch it. But just want to encourage you, maybe screenshot these top 10 ideas is eating breakfast, starting with physical activity, and then just keep moving. Maybe make a step challenge for the day to hit 10,000 steps on Thanksgiving or 20,000, something crazy. Then water. Position yourself well. I personally like to turn myself sideways in my chair or put my back towards the dessert table if we're sitting near it and there's nowhere to go. So sometimes just having it out of your vision that you don't see it anymore will help you from stopping to think about it. Kind of the principle of, I don't know if anybody's watched any of my other videos, but I hide the peanut butter behind the jalapenos in my house. And that's because if I didn't hide the peanut butter and I saw it every time I went downstairs, some days at 3 o'clock, I would be eating peanut butter with a spoon as my way to deal with some of the work stress. So just pivoting to put it at your back will take some of that pressure off. Using a smaller plate and even a bright red plate helps. Bright red subconsciously tells your brain to stop. And when you fill up a smaller plate with a whole bunch of veggies and some really great food, it looks like you're getting so much food. That color tip, I love learning somewhere. And I think that's actually why McDonald's made their color scheme yellow and red, was the idea to have you get in and get out so they could just have people coming in and keep the high flow going. So use someone's $1 million research to help you in your house. Get red plates and small plates. Savor every bite. I can't tell you how often I've just shoved a whole cookie in my mouth. And did I even really taste it? I've been trying, my mom made these dark chocolate cookies with sea salt on them. And they were really enjoyable. I took a little bite and I set it down and like just really savored the flavor, and I could taste how rich the chocolate was. And I even sucked on the salt for a while until I absorbed it. So take your time and enjoy, savor every bite. You're not bad because you have a cookie. And then know yourself, know where is your weakness. Maybe if cookies are your weakness, you don't bring them home or you don't buy them. And that's okay. This is as you're learning and as you get stronger at your habits, it will get easier. Remember not to punish yourself. That's just going to give you more stress. Anything that you're guilty about is just going to give you more guilt. Like, just let it go. Let it go like a balloon. Let it fly away. And just remember, it is one day. Like I said, you are not going to undo a month of progress, a year of progress in one day. And if you happen to somehow have a huge gain on the scale in one day, I promise you, if you get right back to it, it will come off as fast as it went on. It takes your body over a week to build a fat cell. When you see a scale jump up after a holiday, it is not because you gained fat or you gained true fat, true weight. It is so many different things. You probably had more sodium. You probably didn't drink as much water. You probably ate at a different time. And just the fact that the body is processing food at a different time, you will weigh heavier. And it just may be that your waist didn't make it through yet compared to when you normally eat and when you normally have your waist. And I just do not focus on that number. Let it go. There's so much more to just moving forward and not holding on to that. And then finally, if you want it done, make it fun. I personally am excited. We are going to be playing no nonsense bingo, so that we can have some fun with getting it done. And there's also a holiday selfie game where you're encouraged to go take a selfie with someone sleeping, take a selfie with someone cooking, and you can make this super fun, super cute, however you want, and customize it for yourself. But for me, I like to have fun, and having others around me on the same journey. I know that when I show up to work out Thursday morning, I'm not going to be alone. I'm sure someone else is going to work out with me. I know that when I'm thinking about having the third piece of cake, that someone else is going to be in there sharing a positive quote and encouraging me and checking in on us in our message threads or in our group. And having others around you to get it done is it's going to help. It is going to help. So I say, join us to get it done and have some fun. And everybody get their pictures, but if you're in our group, don't worry, I'll be sharing these for you. But they definitely, you can grab a screenshot if you want. So I am going to take it down, and those are the tips that have helped me. That is what I have got for you. So I don't see any questions in the chat yet. Does anybody have any questions for me or have an experience that they want to share? Teacher pause.
I'll share.
I just want to mention I didn't.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Charmaine.
I didn't know about the red plate, so I think since I'm in charge of buying the disposable plates, I'm looking for red right now. Small red plates.
Smaller red plates, yeah.
That's good. So we just did Friendsgiving this past weekend, where it's just friends. There's no family. It's all just friends. No drama. So it helped to drink almost my whole 30-ounce bottle or 30-ounce cup of water before I ate anything and before I drank alcohol. And one, it helped with the buzz because I didn't feel anything from it, so that was good because I don't like feeling dizzy or anything like that. But I didn't feel like I overate anything. And I mean, it was a lot easier to choose after I drank my water. So.
Perfect. I love that reminder. Mm-hmm. Did someone else unmute? Did I miss?
I can share too. I was going to say, I liked how you said to choose what you want to indulge in. So all of my family, very heavy drinkers, a lot. And that's just, to me, it's so many empty calories. And I obviously still drink. I'm not, I don't not drink. But whereas I would eat everything and still drink, like I like how you said, like pick if you're going to, drink and maybe do appetizers, then don't do dessert, or drink and then just do dessert. So I'll definitely put that one into place this year for sure.
Well, I'm excited to hear what you try and how that goes. I'd love if you'd share with me after you do that, Amanda. And I'm going to take us off record so I can do our little drawing announcement for those of you who are here with me. And just want to encourage you to, for sure, pick one thing and give it a try. And it is one of my favorite quotes by Zig Ziglar is this, oh my goodness. The worst thing to do is do nothing because you think you can only do a little, because it may seem small to skip the drinks and skip the appetizers if you're having dessert, but every choice does add up. And there's also some subconscious benefits to feeling that confidence, like, ooh, I was able to enjoy without having. I had company from Germany and we went to the casino Friday night after dinner. So it was like 9 o'clock and we were going to the casino, and I was prepared to not have anything. And I had a blast, and I had not one alcohol, not one snack. I was dinner and done, and I enjoyed myself. I had a blast without having any of that. So it's kind of like a confidence booster then, like, oh, I really don't need that. I haven't needed that. I can be me on my own. So I just want to encourage you to find a way to work with you. So I'm going to end us off here and do our drawing. So thank you so much for joining.